Welcome back to Side Jammer Hangar. This is Mike with a video about the Classics Voltron that Playmates is going to put out in December. And there's a lot of questions on the internet about exactly how big is this thing going to be and what's it's going to look like. And then, of course, is it based off of that other one that they've made recently, the Solo Chigokin? Well, I've got a few answers from my studying of this thing, and then I pre-ordered it, so I wanted to know what's going on before I pre-ordered it. First off, it's going to be 18 inches. Based off their Defenders version, which I think looks great. It offended me at first that they didn't go classic with it, but now that I know they're making a classic, I'm really excited. So, if you look at the scale of Voltrons made over the years, I don't have the Matty Collector yet. Yeah, we're working on a Matty Collector. I got a couple of them coming in. But Fortress Maximus kind of compares to where Matty Collector will be in the Voltron scale. And then you've got the Classics amount. The Classics 21 inch is my biggest one right now. And then you've got the one that they made from Trendmasters. They're going to follow the same size scale, the same electronics features. Hopefully the transformation sounds, combine mode, and all that stuff, and I form the head come from the cartoon, the 80s cartoon. Hopefully they get that a lot closer, because I was kind of disappointed in the sounds. I was excited about this version of Voltron because he had electronics, but the electronics didn't match up to what I thought of a Voltron transformation. So really, when we think of the Lionbot, we think of Go Lion, this 12-inch guy. And he looks great. He holds up. Chigoka next to him beats him out by about 10%. I mean, 20, 30 years later, we get a re-engineered Voltron, and it only looks about 10 or 20% better. Doesn't blow it out of the water. But I really think this other one's going to blow it out of the water because it's going to be that much bigger. So you look all the way to the right and all the way to the left, and that's just a big difference. Now, my youngest son's going to get this guy for his Christmas present. And then where this guy's standing, my Classic's going to be. But just so you know, the Classic one's going to look like this. Another visual impact here is you've got the 18-inch versus the Panache Place. And Panache Place, the difference is because it can hold the actual 3 3/4 inch figures. Now, the new one's not going to be able to hold the 3 3/4 inch figures, which is a question everyone's had. And on my research, I found it did not. But I'm still excited about it nonetheless because, well, I was excited about that when I was a kid. It didn't hold figures. It'll probably have the same gimmick where it holds micro pilots in their shuttles or sleds or whatever. The next thing I want to point out is how the socket in the side of the Classics Lion, the Black Lion, does not match up with the current slot in the Defenders Lion. So my first thought was, hey, could you just swap appendages just for fun? Are they completely copying what they did before? And this is a whole new, separate way of going about it, which makes me think that all the phrases will be different. Because if you think about that slot right there, look at yours, or just go to Walmart and look at one hanging on the shelf, and that slot is way different. The next thing I want to point out is that it's going to be sold in a set of 4 of the limbs, and it's going to be set in the Black Lion. And BBTS shows this right here, so if you want to pre-order it so you make sure you have it, because I did, then that's how you do it. Lastly, I just want to say that if you are into the Voltron because you liked it as a kid, you had this one when you were a kid, then this new Classics version that the Playmates are going to put out, it's going to be impressive to you. You're going to like it. If you're into Voltron just because the Legendary Defenders came out, because you like the Netflix show, you'll probably just be happy with what they've got out right now. And that's a good figure. But this one's going to really spark a lot of emotion, a lot of excitement with collectors and people just who had it when they were kids, And I had this one, and this is the only one I cared about. I didn't care about the vehicle Voltron because it just didn't appeal to me. But I think that this is going to be amazing. And there's one more question. Are they going to make a box set? You know, this box set was probably the killer of the individual lions, because this box set here has everything you need. It's a few dollars cheaper to buy it like this. And then you can open it up, you can display it, then you can put it back and hold on to it forever. Once you've opened individual lions, you've ruined the packaging. Just ruined it. So I would much rather buy the classics like this. So I'm only going to get one pre-ordered and then wait for another set like this. But, the history repeats itself. I would assume they do the same thing. And then you can get them a lot cheaper. But I'm not so worried about the price. I think the price is great. I mean, $130 for a classics line 18-inch Voltron that has never been produced before is actually a really good deal. And I think they're going to produce way less of those than they did with this set, simply because there's not a cartoon pushing the classics one. And if you think about it like that, go out there and pre-order one. Titanium Hanger, out.